Welcome to the Expanding Your Search and Stopping for Directions podcast with Brent and Jody Bailey. We are growing our circles of connections and knowledge together with encouraging conversations and positive communications. Today, Brent and Jody welcome
fiction writer Liz Lazarus.
And now, Brent and Jody Bailey.
Hey, happy Friday, April 30th. We are on the last day of the month of April. That's crazy.
Yay!
You know, April flowers bring, May showers?
April showers.
April showers bring May flowers, is the
Yeah.
saying. We are entering into my birthday month, too.
It is.
Let me go ahead and welcome Brent and Preston to the program.
Hi, everybody, over at the Tech Booth.
Yeah,
We're here
awesome.
and we're chilling.
We are. We're
Like
chilling.
villains.
Yeah. And so on May 1st, also, we're getting ready to
The
fly
Increase
out
event,
to
yes.
the Increase event in Hawaii.
We're
the
going.
Big Island.
We're going to the Big Island, over to the Kona side, and pretty excited to get over there.
Yes, we
For,
are.
we're about 2 months behind when we usually go.
Yes, so we're
And
usually
yet
there.
we're
March.
really
Yeah.
excited because when we left the Hawaii event, which was really kind of the catalyst for this project here to get started,
Yep.
we left and the world was shutting down
It was.
from COVID, and now we're back, and it's a little bit over a year, but we're going back, and we're real excited. Can't wait to get there.
We-
It's going to be
Yeah, we are very excited. This is going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to being there during a season that's a little bit warmer and less rain.
We've never not been there in February or
we
March.
haven't.
It's weird.
Right, so weird, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a blast. And we got great speakers coming up there, and
Yeah,
so,
it's going to be a blast, and
hey,
we get to hang out with our friends, our
Yep.
family, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The cousins are all there and stuff like that.
Yep, so-
We do miss Julianne and Jeff and their boys not being in there
Yeah,
this year,
we
but
do.
that's Jody's baby sister.
Little
and
sister,
Awesome
so-
husband and incredible nephews.
yes, they are.
But,
They're awesome.
But anyway,
Anyway, so let's talk about what's going on in the world today. You know, what are our national days?
well, let me say something else before
Yeah.
you do that,
Okay.
because I know that we've been doing very well on an eating program.
Yes.
It's an anti-inflammation eating program, but
Yeah.
it also is a weight loss program. And Dr. Sherwood has been helping with. I'm currently, not going to brag, I'm at 22 pounds.
Yes, congratulations. honey.
Anyway, thank you. And but we do like to still keep up on food news.
Yeah, we do.
So
and, here's what it is. So today is National Oatmeal Day. Oatmeal Cookie Day. Sorry, not just Oatmeal
Well,
Day.
I'm glad
But-
that you say that because that's people can at least sort of justify oatmeal
Yeah,
because it sounds healthy.
it sounds healthy, and you put
My
the raisins in
news,
it.
my news was
What's
not going to be
yours?
that.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Okay,
no,
why
no.
don't you
But
tell
go ahead
us
and tell us about
that-
oatmeal
yeah,
cookie day.
oatmeal. Okay, and I would say it's a possibility that we might be able to make a version of it that is actually
I
accepted
bet there
in our
is
plan.
probably, yeah.
But oatmeal cookie day. It could be oatmeal raisin. I like to make oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. They're
Well,
really good.
yeah,
So yeah.
but it has to be 80% dark chocolate now.
Exactly.
So,
So anyway, so that's our food. Go ahead and share
well,
what you've got. for food.
I know that so many people have differing opinions about donuts and things like that. Krispy Kreme, of course, is the devil's donut. If Chick-fil-A is the Lord's chicken, Krispy Kreme is the devil's donut
Yeah.
because it's so good and it's full of calories. But for a limited time, they're bringing back the strawberry donuts for a limited run at Krispy Kreme. Have you ever had them? They're
I've
the
never
pink,
had 'em.
all
I've
pink
never had 'em.
Krispy Kreme donuts.
Like the batter, the dough, and everything.
Everything's pink, and the frosting,
frosting,
is pink.
oh
The
my
glaze,
Lord.
everything is pink. So it's strawberry. So they're back. They're back
Nice.
at Krispy Kreme. So run out.
Run out and get
get one.
yourself. Yeah. And that donuts are really my downfall.
All right. Well, let me give you another one then.
Okay,
All right?
please do.
Taco Bell.
Oh, I love Taco Bell.
I know. I don't love it, but it is good because we like tacos.
Yes, we do.
They are coming out with a plant-based protein option for their
For the tacos.
for the tacos. So they will have instead of just plain meat, it'll be a protein,
The
plant
one.
protein
Yeah,
based.
plant-based.
Yeah. So I mean,
getting
I don't know.
on
Maybe
board.
that might be a way for us to enjoy tacos.
I don't
again.
know. I mean, it's like all the fast food places are getting on a bandwagon with.
Well, it's not a
plant-based
bandwagon.
everything.
It should have been done a long time
Well,
ago.
it should have
I mean, we're
been.
the most unhealthy nation in the world.
But
so.
I would really like to know the actual nutritional value of those, because how are they prepared, really? I mean, they're in a fast food restaurant.
Well, here's what they're saying. They're calling these the cravetarians. So for people that crave tacos,
Yeah.
especially with meat, you can't have it if you're a vegetarian or something
That's
like
true.
that. This is going to help curb
Okay.
that.
All right. Well, we'll have to try
All right.
that out.
So,
Okay.
what other
So,
national days are going on today?
We also have National Adopt a Shelter Pet Day.
Oh, hey,
Hey,
we did that.
We did that.
We did that.
Vinny is.
And his former partner Rosie, who passed away a year later. But
Yes.
she was old, but we did
was old.
enjoy her for her last year of her life.
Yes, we did. And so, yeah, if you are wanting a dog, go and get. I was kind of looking right at Preston, but I know he would love another dog. Go to your local pet shelter
Yeah.
and get yourself a dog. I mean,
Yeah.
a puppy. I mean, it really is. It is a great economical deal, and you are rescuing a pet.
Yeah.
And make them yours. Love them. They love you just the same.
Yeah. We love
So-
Vinny. Our Vinny is a little Parson Russell,
Yes.
and he has always been a blast, and is just
Yeah.
we got him when he was a year old. So
Yes.
Anyway.
So, and moving on to other pets, it's also National Bugs Bunny Day.
oh, what's up, Doc?
What's up, Doc? Okay, I can't do that. But Bugs Bunny Day. I used to love watching Bugs Bunny.
Of course, we grew up watching him. So.
Yep, we did. I just, Looney Tunes, just great. Every once in a while, the kids will find some of those cartoons. And
Well,
they'll watch
we
them.
were talking about this. You and I were laying in bed the other night that we were watching a little TV, and we had it up on the
Yeah.
Apple TV there.
Yeah.
That Boomerang still shows all the Boomerang Network,
Yeah.
all the old, really funny Bugs Bunny cartoons. So
Yeah, and I got very excited because I was like, oh, we could sit and watch all of these. And yeah, so
all right.
so it's also National Honesty Day. So,
I swear to tell the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
listen, we need to be honest.
We do.
Those little white lies to try and slide by.
Yeah, Preston.
Preston, do you have homework? No?
Every kid that answers no when they
Every
say
kid.
they have homework is
Every
lying.
kid. This is not...
Unless they really don't have homework. But most of the time they're lying.
Right. So, yeah.
So learn a
National,
lesson
this
today.
is not just for teenagers. It's not just for kids.
It is. It's for everybody.
Everybody. National Honesty Day. Really try to be honest
Yeah.
today and make it a lifestyle. And then let's just mention one more. National Bubble Tea Day. Have you ever had bubble tea, babe?
Bubble tea.
Bubble tea.
I don't.
It's that tea that literally has these little balls, bubble balls. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's like Baboli or something like that,
Something
right?
weird, yeah, but it's bubble tea. It's interesting. Somebody brought me one day, and I was like, I kind of like the taste of the tea.
It's
I
got
think
the
it's a
little.
chai.
It's the. I don't know.
Yeah. It's kind of like there's lots of great flavors on it. It says it's a refreshing goodness of tea, and
I've never tried it.
creamy tea. But yeah, it is known. It's boba. Boba tea is what you're thinking.
Well, we're getting ready to have a shortage of it, according to the Food Beast.
Yeah.
We're getting
Yeah.
ready to have a national shortage of it. So for it to have its own national day is a bad thing. So
No, it is a bad thing. So go out and get it quickly if you're interested in it. It's very interesting. So
it is.
anyway, well,
All right. And now it's time for Preston Tells a Joke. It's the comedy stylings of Jody and I's oldest son as he spreads his wings to try and make everybody laugh and get used to speaking to the world.
Yeah.
All right, Preston, here we go. Preston, tell us a joke.
Do any of you know where do you find a cow with no legs?
Where do you find a cow with no legs? I give up.
I'm guessing right where you left it.
Oh, excellent. Right where you left it. Nice one. Nice one. He continues to
awesome.
slay, everybody. That's
He sure does.
Preston tells us a joke. All right.
All right, well, it is time to welcome a guest on today. My guest today is author Liz Lazarus. She is an engineer by education. She's a consultant and a business owner from experience, and an author given her passion to tell stories. In her first novel, Free of Malice, it's based on true events when she was attacked in college. The book began as a cathartic journal, but an unusual question from her own mother compelled Lazarus to keep writing and inspired the twist ending. Reader response was so positive that she went on to write her second novel, Plea of Justice, the story of a paralegal seeking the truth about her estranged friend's incarceration. Her third novel is actually just dropped on Tuesday, Shades of Silence, showcases the resilience of a woman faced with devastating loss, the unexpected friendships forged from tragedy, and the recurring societal themes that confront every generation. I want you to welcome to our program author Liz Lazarus. Hey Liz, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm well. Thanks for having me.
I am so excited. I told you before we started that I am just so excited about this interview. I have to tell our viewers that I've picked up and been able to read like the first few pages of each of the books. And I'm telling you, if I had the time to keep on reading, I'd still be reading because it's hard to put them down. And I know that a lot of other people have told you the same thing. And so I've been so excited to meet you, and I really heard a lot of great things from our mutual friends, Brad and Reagan Compton. Reagan was just on the show, and before we really get started, how have you been in this last year during the pandemic?
Yeah, it's been kind of strange, huh? Some days it feels normal, and some days you just feel like you're in some kind of fiction story that you can't get out of.
Right.
So yeah, it's been interesting. Although it has given me time to write and work on the book. So there's been some positives. But I'm ready to start seeing friends again. I'm ready to get out in the world again.
I bet.
I'm grateful. Nobody I know has been severely touched by it. So for that, I'm grateful.
That's great. I know you live in Georgia, right?
Right. Just in Atlanta.
Yeah, in Atlanta. And so I know at the beginning of the pandemic, we actually were going to visit my husband's family in Kentucky, and we drove through Atlanta, and it was a ghost town. There were no cars on the road. And we've done that drive before, and it's never like that. So it's been a little bit crazy. So I know that there are a lot of people that decided during the quarantine to become authors. Lots of people started writing books all during this year, or maybe they've written an additional one, but a lot of people wrote their first book. But I want to ask you, what inspired you to become an author?
Well, I tried not to, frankly. As you said, I was a businesswoman. I worked in corporate America for 20 years, and this book just kept nagging at me. The first book, the first one is Free of Malice.
Yeah,
just kept nagging me to write it, and as much as I ignored the calling, I finally had to give in to the calling. And as you mentioned, it was based on a real event. When I was in college at Georgia Tech, a guy broke in through our kitchen window in the middle of the night, and he kicked open my bedroom door. Luckily, I had the presence of mind to start to fight back. I mean, you really never know what you're made of in the moment. I never even thought about what I would do. But I managed to fight back and fought him off. And afterward, I started to journal to get it out of my system. And the journal was just for me. It wasn't intended to be a book. But then two things sparked the idea for the novel. The first was that my brother-in-law, when I was talking to him about the attack, I said, if I had had a gun, I would have shot the guy. Oh. And he said, as you described it, by the time you could have gotten to a gun, he was retreating off your property. You would have shot him in the back. That's not necessarily self-defense, which that shocked me. I thought, I had the right to fight back. So that kind of intrigued me. What's that line between vigilantism and self-defense? And then, as you mentioned, my mother asked me a question that was so, wow, that would make a killer twist ending. So I always had in my mind I would write the book, never was willing to leave the security of my day job to do it. And then I finally said, yeah, I'm just going to do it. And it was been a great journey. It was really cathartic to write it, which I didn't realize it would be.
Wow. That's something that you mentioned about you wrote in your journal. And there are a lot of people that have been through some tragic and major trauma in their lives. And it's very similar to what you went through. And I mean, and I'll talk more about it. Just I'm getting ahead of myself. But you wrote from your traumatic experience, and I honor you for doing that, because now you're able to help others, and I just think that's awesome. So, as we're talking, let's talk about. Tell me a little bit, without giving anything away, about the latest book.
So the latest book is called Shades of Silence. This one is complete fiction. It wasn't based on a real story, but I always wanted to have a sympathetic protagonist. So it's about a woman named Juliana. She's a restaurant owner in Ormond Beach, Florida. Her husband is a charter pilot, and his plane's gone missing. It's been about 3 months since the plane disappeared. So she's in this weird limbo land of, does she continue to search? Does she warn him? Does she try, where does she land? Because she thinks she's a widow, but not certain. And one night, as she's closing the restaurant all by herself, a young girl shows up out of nowhere and says, we need to talk. He's not who you think he is. And before the girl can say anything more, a gunshot bullet comes through the window and kills her instantly. So the book's told from Juliana's point of view, as she's dealing with this cryptic message from this young woman who has now been murdered in her restaurant, dealing with the aftermath of people not wanting to come to the restaurant. So it's told from her point of view, and also from Detective Grant, who is assigned to the case to figure out who murdered this girl. Wow. So I had a lot of fun with it because I tell it from 2 points of view, and it has quite a few twists and turns. Like all my books, it's got a whodunit factor, which you'll find out at the end. But I had a blast working with lots of people to write it.
Oh, that's awesome. And I did find out that you modeled one of your characters in one of your books after our mutual friend.
Oh, the second book.
I'm not trying to give anything away. I just thought about that, and I love that. I love that because, and there was something on your, I think on your Facebook page, and there were a couple of ladies on there that I think you modeled or the characters were similar to them as well, and I just think that's really cool. So being, that you write about females, you tend to pick sympathetic female protagonists. Laura was attacked, Jackie has low self-esteem, and Juliana has been widowed. What is the reason that you choose characters like that?
Well, I want the reader to care about them, so I want to have that sympathy to them. Also, a lot of what they're in, other women are in. So having been attacked, Laura has to get over her PTSD, which when I was attacked, we didn't even know what that word was. Or for Jackie, in the second book, really low self-esteem, especially on her looks. And, women do that to themselves. We beat ourselves up about how we look. And then for the third book, it was when I was on my book tour that a lot of women I spoke to who were afraid for their safety either had been recently either widowed or divorced, or somehow they'd lost that security, that foundation of the other person in their life. And so I thought that would be an interesting character to write about, someone who has lost her sense of protection because her spouse is no longer with her. Wow. So, being female, it's easy to write from the female side of the point of view. I guess although I do have two male characters in my second book and my third book. So I do have to find that voice of the male in addition to a female. For your books, you've mentioned that you have done a lot of research. What kind of research did you do for Shades of Silence? It was a lot. I feel like I'm an investigative reporter sometimes. So I worked with a police detective, and she was so gracious with her time because I quickly realized I don't know the first thing about murder investigations, not even from where you start or what you ask. I learned to shoot a shotgun because my character, Juliana, learns to shoot, and I didn't know how to shoot a shotgun. I had to interview a charter pilot. I did get my pilot's license years ago, but it's quite different being a charter pilot. So I had to do that. Went to the medical examiner. And that was actually through my Citizens Police Academy course. We got to go to the medical examiner. So then I did some return visits. So it was quite a lot. I also, finally, I took a course in DMST, which is domestic minor sex trafficking, because there's an element of that in the book. And there was so much I did not know about that whole world. And I weave some of that. What surprises me, I always want to share with the reader. So I put quite a bit of that in the book as well.
Wow. The more I hear, I'm just so impressed with everything that you've done. And you just really, obviously, most authors, I would hope, pour themselves into their books, and just hearing it is just amazing. Now, your books are definitely, you mentioned this, are known for their twist endings. Is there any hint you could give us about the twist in Shades of Silence?
Well, there are a few. So that the first one, Free of Malice, has just one big bang at the end. And the second one has a couple twists in it. It has, so you get maybe 3 twists. And then the last one is a couple twists like Plea for Justice, but then the very, very last page, you get a zinger. And it is a little bit open-ended because you can interpret it a couple different ways, but that's when I tell readers, you can reach out to me. I'll tell you what my intention for that twist is. But I love books that do that. I love books that you get to the last page and you're like, wait, I didn't see that coming. But it made sense. How did I miss it? Like, I don't like books if you feel robbed. I want you to feel like, wow, that was something I should have caught, and I'm going to go back and look at the clues.
Yeah. Now, each novel is a separate story, so it's not right, and it's not like, oh, you got to get the next book in order for it to continue. I know there are lots of books that do that, and it's like, now I got to go get the other book, but you still want to get the other book. I mean, so. It's really cool. So, just before we wrap up, I just want to, remind the viewers, Free of Malice, it is drawn from your own experience, and it portrays the emotional realities of healing from a vicious physical assault, and tells the story of one woman that was had an obsession to force the legal system to acknowledge her right to self-defense. And that is such a big deal, and it has been for years, but it gets stronger and stronger. And so you do see people that are trying to pick up some classes on self-defense, and I think it's very important. And what you're doing to further that is just amazing. It's just opening the conversation even more. So it's really great. Then in Plea of Justice, again, viewers, you need to get these books. It depicts the journey of a paralegal investigating the case of her estranged friend's incarceration. And then, of course, you've got Shades of Silence that is coming out, or that just came out. And like I said, I'm excited to pick it up. Liz, it has been amazing to have you on the show. If you've got, anything that you would want to encourage our viewers, I know we've got a lot of women that are watching today, because I'm pushing it to my friends. What could you say to encourage them to really, I don't want to say embrace the tragedies or the trauma that's happened in their lives, but in order to heal, you wrote. What would you say to somebody who has gone through some kind of a trauma in order to heal?
I would say reach out for help. And back when it happened to me, again, in college, there was a little bit of this attitude where you weren't raped, you were lucky, get over it. And I don't think it didn't come from a mean place. It came from an uneducated place.
Mm-hmm, right.
So I didn't go to therapy. Didn't even think to. And, my parents were very protective. So I would say reach out for help, because until you really heal and address it, it's going to stay with you. And I guess I'm a testament to that, because even writing the book years later, I kept putting it on the back burner to do other stuff. There was still some trauma in me, and it helped about it to get it out. So I would say reach out for help.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. Well, it's been great to have you on the show. We're going to throw some information up on the screen. If you want to get her books, they are available on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, their websites, or obviously Amazon, but Barnes & Noble, I'm sure you can walk right in there and get it. Also, there's lots of great details on her books and anything else that she has going on at LizLazarus.com is her website. You can reach her on Facebook at author Liz Lazarus, and on Instagram, author Liz Lazarus, of course, and then on Twitter, Liz_Lazarus. And reach out to her, get her books, buy them, Buy every one of them. And I believe it'll be a blessing to you. Share them with somebody else, and you'll enjoy them. Liz, again, it was wonderful to have you on the program. I look forward to meeting you someday. I mean, I would love to, when you're doing a book tour, maybe, catch up with you sometime. So, again, thank you so much, and have a great day.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. And reach out. I'll tell you Mom's question. I don't want to give a spoiler, but when you're so I'll tell you Mom's question.
Okay, a deal. I'll do that. Great. Well, let's stop for directions.